us across the scales and let us go. Alright, now you want to talk to me?
Buenos dias, pinche panocha. Sí, taquita, pinche panocha.
Well, it's like 35 minutes before the sun comes up, or before the technical sunrise, so we're about to be able to leave. And really, this city where I'm leaving, Olathe, you're not allowed to run between 7. This is like one of the restricted cities that has even more restricted hours. But it said, the permit said that if you originate, if you're picking up there or delivering there, you don't have to follow that rule. So at least we're going to be able to get out of here and not have to wait around until 9 o'clock. I dropped like 4,500 pounds off of the Kansas permit for, you know, going into Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico. I might should have waited till I actually got a scale ticket. It's going to really suck if the broker was right about the weight on this piece and the shipper was off by 5,000 pounds, because then I'll have to reorder those permits. And I've got scales, like I've got scales for my truck axles and I've got a trailer scale, but I haven't calibrated them in so long. I don't trust whatever they say. I need to calibrate them on this load. And they want it there by Friday at 10 a.m. So today's Wednesday. We haven't even left the shipper, so running from Olathe, Kansas through, you know, permitted routes. You can't really just look at the route, the fastest way over there, because they've got me detoured. I can't take the Kansas Turnpike. So that's the main road to take through Kansas. We're taking Highway 50. We're taking Highway 50 across. Eventually we'll get to 400, and 400 will run to, it's like 83, which is also called Highway 160. We'll drop down on that to take us down to, at some point we'll be on Highway 56 for a second, and then we'll end up on 54. We'll end up leaving the state on Highway 54 into Oklahoma, run 54 through Oklahoma, run 54 through Texas, and that's just the little small sections of Oklahoma and Texas. And then we'll come out on 54 in New Mexico, drop that down to 40. And that's where I'm kind of held up at right now, is if they would let me, like, I know these little highways, if I run across I-40 in Arizona, these little highways, there's really steep grade, like, you know, inclines and downgrades. So your engine's always hot, then your brakes are hot. Your engine's hot, then your brakes are hot. Or you could go I-17. I-17 is, I mean, that adds quite a few miles to the trip to go all the way out to Flagstaff. And then I-17, I don't know if that'd be any better. You just got a long downgrade.
In a quarter mile,
night. I'm pretty sure they're just gonna roll us across the scales and let us go. Could save me some money on the cat scales. Well, our steer is real light. Our drives are real light. It wasn't even. So most of the weight's on the trailer. I think the highest reading I saw there was like 43. So when I lowered my permits to, when I changed my weight and lowered my permits for Oklahoma, Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, I dropped my trailer down from 48,000 down to 45,000. So yeah, that showed 43 right there, which I think I saw. We're good. I don't even know if I need to get a cat scale. So we're about to stop at this TA in Wellsville, I think it's what it's called. It used to be a little mom and pop, and TA bought it out. But we're gonna fuel up and then probably get a scale ticket.
Take the exit, then take the first right onto Poplar Street. At the stop sign, turn right onto Poplar Street toward Wellsville, then turn right. Turn right, then turn left.
These are really the best TAs in the country. The ones that weren't TAs and they just bought them out. Like a lot of I think they were called gateways in Texas. They got a lot of them.
Then the destination is on your right.
We got full tanks. We got a full cup of coffee. We're just getting a cat scale real quick. And they already issued Oklahoma and Texas. New Mexico's waiting on my insurance to get updated with them. Scale is currently busy. What? Hey, I tried to use the app and it said the scale is currently busy. I normally don't go inside to get the ticket. It's a lot easier just to use that app, but there's some kind of technical issue. Alright, so we're a lot lighter than I thought. We're only 84,720 pounds. So that's not bad. The first round of permits I ordered them for 95 because I thought I was going to be around 90, and you know, just didn't want to order them twice. Ended up ordering them twice anyways, but not all of them, just Kansas. I guess people do drive down this road. All the times I've ever been through here, anybody use that road. I guess they do. Machine in there that'll spit out some espresso shots. So I got triple espresso shot plus 2 medium cups of coffee. So I ought to get us into New Mexico today. That's my goal. I want to get through Kansas, through Oklahoma, through Texas, and hopefully to Tucumcari. That would be pretty good. We almost made it to New Mexico. We just got out of Dalhart, Texas. It's pretty bad whenever you take off 30 minutes before the sun comes up and you drive straight west all day long and you still can't outrun the sun. So you know you got some pretty short days. This is the week before Christmas. So it takes me like a month or two to get these out. So you probably won't see it till, I don't know. It'll probably be mid-January to mid-February of 26 before I have time to sort through the footage and see if there's anything worth posting on the internet. If I read my permit right, I don't think I have any daylight restrictions in New Mexico. So we should be able to catch up tomorrow. But no, I do think I have some restrictions maybe around certain cities and mile markers and stuff, but as far as just the state curfew, I'm going to read it over a little more closely this evening and get ready for tomorrow. I'm hoping to be able to take off before, I'm hoping I don't have to wait until 30 minutes before sunrise. But I think I'm going to try the 30-minute break exemption. So if you're hauling a permitted load, you don't have to take a 30-minute break. I've never tried it before. I mean, it depends on your company. So if you're a company driver, you know, you just have to do whatever your company has in their ELD. But even if you're leased on, when I was leased on with Landstar, I didn't have the option in my ELD, and I have the same exact ELD I had when I was leased on with Landstar. But when I was setting up the ELD and just kind of configuring the back end and how everything was going to work, there's an option sitting right there to enable the 30-minute break exemption. I was like, well, yeah, of course. Why not? But I don't ever see it. Like you can't just like while you're driving down the road just decide you need to keep going and just like click exempt break, break exemption. Yeah, the truck has to be stopped. I haven't used it yet. I'm going to try it tomorrow probably. But when my truck is stopped, well, I think I have to be off duty, or so I can't be on the drive line. But if I'm off the drive line, there's a button that says 30-minute break exemption. Or actually it just says exemptions. And then one of the options when I click exemptions is 30-minute break exemption. So yeah, I'll probably test that out tomorrow. I kind of feel like the hours of service restrictions, I feel like that kind of helps. If you're a truck owner, I feel like it helps you. I mean, if you just imagine it reduces capacity. So anything that restricts capacity to move freight should have should elevate the price that it costs for that capacity. Just supply and demand. Alright, we're switching the 11-hour clock. It's only going to be 6 hours. If every driver could only drive 6 hours, you'd need a lot more trucks to move the same amount of freight that we're moving right now. The prices would have to go up. I know everybody hates hours of service, but I think it actually kind of helps us. Now, if you're getting paid by the mile, I don't know that helps you. If you have any kind of percentage pay, profit share pay, anything like that, I think restricted hours actually helps inflate the price of, truck capacity. And my permit says I need to call the missile range, White Sands, I believe. I called them already today. And when I called them today, they're giving you like up-to-date the information he was announcing on it was just an automated thing. It was for today. So they had certain closures between, I think it was 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. Then they had other closures between 8:30 a.m. and 'em. Go talk to him. Talk to me.
Have 0 hours and 51 minutes until you exceed the 11-hour driving limit, in accordance with the USA Federal Hours of Service Regulations, Section 395.3(3)(I).
In Mexico, you do need 6 flags. I thought it had 6 flags on there. So the New Mexico scale house. All she wanted to see was my permits and my registration, and she said you've got oversized signs in the front and the back, and you've got 6 flags, front corners of your truck, back corners of your trailer, and the widest point of your load. I said, yeah, the load is not a wide load, but I flags total. She said, okay. She said, you're good to go. I tried to verify if I was good for continuous overnight travel. And I asked her before I left, and she just said, it's just whatever your permit says. That's what my permit does say. So we're not going to make it to Flying J or Love's in Tucumcari. I really wish I had shut that scale house down at 5 o'clock. We rolled in like right past 5. Yeah, it's 5:20 now. So if they would have taken off early, saved us a little bit of time. It's weird they didn't even weigh me though. He just, I figured, I mean, I got the yellow light. You know, I figured he was going to weigh each axle individually. But he just pointed me over, said just pull over and park. So, they didn't care. Could have weighed 200,000 pounds. I've run into some DOT officers who seems like they go out of their way to try to give you a hard time. They're trying to hit a quota or something, it seems like. And I've had others that are just real cool. This one in New Mexico, I would say kind of in between. They weren't giving anybody a hard time, it didn't seem like, and but they weren't going out of their way to be helpful either, so just kind of in the middle, which I guess is fine. I mean, if you work at a weigh station, it's probably not the most exciting job.